Matt, now back on SportsCenter, talking a little college football, the marquee day, final Saturday of September. Florida, Tennessee, you know the narrative by now. Florida had won 11 straight over the balls coming in. Josh Dobbs and Rocky Top changed that in the second half. 67-yard touchdown there. Tennessee takes a 24-21 lead later in the quarter. Tennessee now up 10. Dobbs keeps it himself. What a second-half performance for him. 5 second-half touchdowns. Tennessee wins 38-28. Pleased now to be joined by Tennessee head coach Butch Jones. And, Coach, over under 150 times you've heard Rocky Top since yesterday.
Oh, we got a long ways to go yet. It's still playing here in Knoxville, and it was a great victory for our football team. It gets us 4-0 and one step closer. We have to go to Georgia, which will be a great challenge next week. But I'm happy for our players, the resolve, the resiliency, and for our great fan base as well.
Coach, I'm going to be honest with you here because I don't lie on TV or else I wouldn't have a job. You guys were down 21-3 at the half, and I thought it was over. I just didn't think there was anything that you guys could do to get back into this game. So I'm curious, what did you say to your team at halftime to seemingly wake them up to get this thing going?
Well, first of all, the first half was all about us. We had 5 drops in the first half, most we've had in 10 games. And we had a couple touchdowns that we thought slip away. So even though it was 21-3, we knew that, we had to come out and play in the second half. And what I told them is you're not going to get it all back in one play. You're not going to get it all back in one series. You just have to focus on the process, win your one-on-one matchup, and let's not look up at the scoreboard until it's over with. And I tell you what, our players came out. We scored 28 points in 4 minutes and 13 seconds. We scored on 5 of the first 7 drives of the second half, which were all touchdowns. Our defense did a great job of limiting them to 102 yards in the second half, and I thought our special teams really gave us an opportunity to win the football game with field position.
You know, Coach, College Game Day was there. It was just a big atmosphere for this program, and I know coaches will come on and they'll say, it was a good win, but it's on to the next win, and it wasn't any bigger opponent than the next one. But just watching the game yesterday and the emotion that you showed on the sideline, you were standing there next to the official. You waited till the clock ticked down to 1. You gave a timeout signal. Then you held the timeout all the way walking through. It was then you got the sense of how big of a win this one win was for your program. How did it finally feel after 4 years of building this thing to finally get Florida?
Well, it felt great. It was a great victory, obviously, when you have a great win over one of your rivals. But, again, it is one game. But I was really happy for the players again. It's all about the players and just the effort and all the hard work that has gone into it. Not just our current team, but our players that were here with our first year that helped us join this on this journey and really help this a reality. And just everything that this football team has gone through, they've been great, in terms of resiliency, but also our fan base. They waited for that day for a number of years.
I was all set to ask Paul Feinbaum this question this morning about your program, but hell, you're here. I'm going to ask you. You've got this signature win now, and you move on to Georgia, and it seems as if the national conversation about your team is perhaps playing a little tight for the first month of the season. Do you believe that this is the win that your players needed to almost exhale a little bit and fall into the rest of the season?
Well, the problem with playing in the Southeastern Conference, you can never exhale. We live in a week-to-week season, and again, we're going to have a great challenge going on the road. But I think it's belief in our style of play. It's belief in the way we want to play. And in the second half, we played complementary football, offense, defense, special teams. And I thought that second half was a great, complete performance by a football team, and I thought our players showed great competitive character. But again, now it's what do you do with it? You have to build on it. We have to continue to improve our deficiencies. But again, I was really proud of our players.
Coach, we get to watch the atmosphere on TV, perhaps the fans inside the stadium, you directing the band afterwards. Can you paint the picture for us of what it was like inside Neyland Stadium from the time that clock ticked 0 until you went into the locker room?
Electric. Again, you have an opportunity to play in front of 102,455, and it truly is an honor and a privilege to play here, and it's an honor and a privilege to coach here. And there's not very many places in this country that's like Rocky Top, especially after a victory. And our fans stayed in the stands. They wanted to savor the moment. They didn't want to leave, and it was just great to celebrate with them and celebrate with our band and our student body and everybody associated with our football family.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a big win. You snapped the streak. You directed the band. You got to get back in the office. You got to watch tape of Georgia. They come up next week. And on behalf of every Tennessee fan that I believe is watching right now, I'm sure they'd love to hear you just give me one little bar of Rocky Top before we get out of here.
Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. And I'll tell you this, thank goodness the band did not follow my lead when we were directing them.
Yeah, because then it would have been a remix of Rocky Top, and then the whole thing would have gone down. Coach, congratulations. Good win. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
All right, more Sports Center after this.